I'm
Yes,
the captain.
Oh, we're on.
Oh, we're on.
We're on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Big Shiny Tones. I'm Jay Leonard J.
I'm Jonathan Lindsay. Welcome back.
Oh my
Episode 4,
We
did we decide?
survived.
Yeah.
It is episode 4. Every week, is it Thursday every week as the show comes out?
Comes out every Thursday.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I'm really excited. So we're going to go through the news. We're going to do our regular stuff. Just sit down, grab yourself a cup of coffee, hang
Yes,
out with your boys
hang with
here
us.
at the guitar shop, Tapestry Music in Vancouver. We
should mention, yeah. So you can check this out: YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud for the audio. Apple Podcast is coming. We've been having a little technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with Apple, but
we're coming.
We're close. We'll be there soon. So if you're waiting for us on Apple, it'll be a little bit longer, but not too much. But in the meantime, check it out on YouTube because then you get to see us. Look, we're pretty handsome dudes.
We're very incredibly handsome dudes. So, what do we have on the news today?
What do we got going on? Oh, official launch of very cool, actually 2 pedals from Boss.
Two pedals.
They got the XS-100 and the XS-1. So the XS-1, XS-100, they're 2 different pedals, basically 2 different form factors of their new pitch shifter pedal. And the XS
look at that.
1 is the compact one, and the XS-100 is going to look a little bit more like another brand out there that has a pitch shifting pedal with a little foot pedal.
Oh, can I guess?
I think it's usually red colored.
The red one, yes. So they have a little whammy-ish kind of thing
whammy.
going on here. Where is it? I can't see it, Mitch.
Can you pull up the 100?
Oh, yeah.
The 100 is obviously going to be the most exciting one for people, although I'm really keen on the XS-1 myself.
Yeah, I could see where the one's
some
going to get to
reasons.
some cool places.
But the 100 is the flagship one. There it is.
Oh,
There it is.
that's cool.
So it's blue.
Yes.
It's not red. But obviously it's going to have a lot of parallels to the Digitech whammy pedal, which has been around for a long time and is quite a cool pedal and a bit of a novelty, but it has some great
cool.
effects.
I dig it. Especially, you know what, I might agree with you. So obviously the blue one is the Digitech whammy, which are they still making those? 'Cause
They
I
are.
know that
Oh, yeah.
Digitech's been kind of like in limbo. There's been kind of going back and forth.
Well, they've been like
and
bought and
everything.
sold a couple times. They were part of the Harman Group that was owned by Samsung,
That's
the
right.
TV
Yeah.
brand stuff, and Samsung basically ran them into the ground. Like Samsung didn't care about guitar pedals; it was such a blip on their radar. And thankfully, they sold it off, and it's actually Court that bought them a couple years ago.
Wasn't it like them and then Behringer owned them for a chunk and then Court bought them?
I don't know.
I feel like there was
Maybe.
multiple
Maybe.
paths. This is just me spreading misinformation. on
Yeah,
the
there
internet.
we go.
No, I swear, it's like it was
You heard it
something
here
like
first. Behringer now owns.
I swear it was something like that. Like I feel like Behringer owned it or something like. Wait, or no, like the TC guys. Who owns TC?
Behringer.
Behringer,
Yeah.
Behringer owned it for a chunk. Okay, anyway.
It could be. I don't know.
But I
Feel
think,
free to fact check us on that one.
it's cool
let us know in
because
the
this is
comments.
a cool pedal.
This
is
looks
a cool
really
pedal.
cool. I think
and
that's
then
great.
the other one is a cool pedal, and it's funny that they were released like maybe within a month of a very, very controversial pedal that they just.
I know. I
released.
wonder if they planned that to be like, all right, let's put out the was it the PX one first, and people are gonna go, whoa, I don't know about that, and then we'll slam the door with this.
Give them
really
something
cool
really
one.
sick. I would assume maybe is this octave shifter? Is that going to be replacing their like OC2 or OC3?
No. They're keeping that one going as far as I know, because this one it's a whole new pitch algorithm.
Okay.
And what this one's got going on is
And it's poly, so it's
it's polyphonic.
yeah.
So it'll track chords. You can. So if you've got the one with the expression pedal on it, obviously you can do the whammy pitching up or pitching downwards. If you get the XS-1, you can plug an expression pedal into there and do that if you want to. But you can also set harmonies, so you can set fifths and thirds and whatever. You can detune your guitar with it.
Oh yeah.
So if you just want to like drop tune your guitar, you can do it with the pedal, and then you don't actually have to retune your guitar, which is kind of cool. And it looks like it's got a D-tune on there.
I like the momentary.
That's cool. You can toggle it between momentary
is it
or
like
on
you just
off.
hold on? See, that's cool.
That could be cool because then you could be like,
Exactly. And that's what I like, kind of get in there when you just need it and then just get away. Especially if you're doing like a high octave. Like high octaves work in little touches.
Yeah. You don't want that all the time.
You go for like full Morello if you want to get that kind of going on without having the full pedal. I think that's cool. I dig it.
It's pretty cool. And I actually had my hands on the XS-100. We had a pre-release one in the store here. So I got to fondle a little bit. I actually didn't get a chance to plug it in. But it's a little narrower than whammy is.
Okay.
Like whammy's kind of square-ish.
It's a chunky box,
it's big. And this is not small. I mean, because it's got the full-size foot pedal on there. But it is a little bit narrower. So that's pretty cool. And we were able to get Josh and Matt were able to do a full demo on this one on their Coffee and Pedal show, which is going to be coming out tomorrow as of when we release this.
Oh, perfect.
They're coming out the next day. So check out Coffee and Pedals on Friday for full run through of the XS-100. And they give it a real good walkthrough. And they tried it with bass as well. And apparently it tracks really good with bass. And they have all kinds of jokes that they're cracking too. They're a fun
crazy
pair
cats.
to watch. Definitely crazy cats. So make sure you check that out. Coffee and Pedals. We'll put a link in the description there below. So yeah, XS-100 from Boss and the XS-1.
I like it. It's cool.
I really like the idea of actually the XS-1.
Me too.
Because you know what Digitech has been doing with the whammy. I mean, we have to obviously reference the whammy pedal a lot here. Is they keep pulling like little bits of the whammy pedal out and breaking it into smaller boxes. So you've got like the drop has been a really popular one. There's the ricochet where it's a compact one, but you can set like a target. So you hit it and then it goes. Yeah. And so they've got some of those. There was a new one they put out called the Hammer On or something, which struck me as a little bit weird. But what I kept wanting them to do, because the algorithms in the whammy are really good, is I wanted to get like just a pitch shifter in a small little box there, so you could get fifths and harmonies and stuff like that. But they've never done that. You still have to get the big old one to do that. But this is, if I'm able to get, like even just fifths is really all I want. If I can get fifths with the little guy in that size on a board and also having a detune function for a little bit of chorus, that's a winner in my book.
That's a powerful thing, yeah. And I'm curious to how it would fit in the world of their octave pedals and everything. If this could be a viable replacement for that, could
I think
have
it
multiple.
definitely could. It depends on what you want to get out of their octave. Because on their recent one, the OC5,
Yeah.
I think it's up to. There's two modes on there. So there's like the polyphonic modern mode where it's really crisp and clean and everything works perfectly, which is how I assume the XS-1 and XS-100 are going to work from their description of it. But you can also get that OC2 mode, the old school analog one, which is cool for a different reason, because that one only works monophonically, So if you try playing two notes at once, it kind of glitches out and gets weird. But it's got a character to it that's really funky and cool, which if you want that sort of character, I think you still need to get an OC2 or something that does the OC2 thing like the OC5. I don't think that this is going to really do that. This is going to be like crisp, clean, perfect sounding octaver.
Whatever it is, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to playing it. I like that. That's a cool idea. All right, so what's next on the board today?
What do we got? Let's flip over to guitars for a second. So Gretsch has been putting out lots of cool stuff, and they have just released in their Synchromatic series, which is one of their less expensive series, a White Falcon and a Nashville.
Oh, really?
So these are not just like kind of looks like a Falcon, kind of looks like a Nashville. These are like 100%. They are saying this is a White Falcon.
Only just
full Falcon detailing and all
is
that
that
sort of
it?
stuff. I think that one's the real one there.
Look up Electromatic White Falcon. Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
That's an expensive guitar to make, though.
That's the thing.
How are they doing that?
There's a link in that email that goes to the new page. But yeah, that's the thing. Like Falcon has always been one of those cool guitars. So here we go, new products. Yeah, so they show the black Falcon.
Whoa!
So it comes in black and comes in white.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
$1,500
click on
US.
Click on the white color there, just to the No, just go back to the guitar, and just to the right of the guitar. Yeah, you can toggle. There we go. Yeah, we got to see the white.
Cool. And it has an ebony fingerboard.
It looks like ebony.
It says fingerboard ebony.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it has
yeah.
ebony fingerboard, non-streaked. Is it? And it's the full size of the Falcon.
Yeah, and it's got everything.
It has a little glitter thing in the
got the
back?
sparkly binding. Like it's got the Falcon on the pickguard. It's got like the headstock. It's got the Falcon headstock. Like everything about a Falcon. And that's always been like one of those like, you know, kind of dreamy guitars that you've always wanted to have. Except they've always been like what, $5,000 or something like that. Like super expensive.
Look at the binding on it. It has like the gold binding on it.
Yeah, very cool. So you can get that one in the white or the black. And then Mitch, if you take it back there's the Nashville as well. So that's like the Chet Atkins 6120 Nashville in orange. And that one right there.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
So they're doing that as well. And orange and black is maybe the other color.
I want that.
Is that black? Oh, no, it's Cadillac green. Oh, cool. Very cool.
That is super, super cool. And like they got the details, the scale, the scale's the same, the size is the same. They have like good parts in there.
Because they've always done guitars in their like electromatic series or synchromatic series that kind of look like these. Like they've done an orange hollow body that sort of looks like that, but you've always had to go to the Pro Series to get those guitars. So now they're like, okay, here is a real deal Nashville or a real deal Falcon. But I mean, you see that price there.
I don't mind
$1,259 US. So I think in Canada they're kind of $2,000-ish.
I think on our first episode, I think we did. You brought in a Gretsch guitar, right?
Yeah, the Corvette.
The Corvette, and it was based. And I remember when we did that, I was kind of like, I'm not really feeling that guitar because it's kind of looks like a Corvette, but a lot of the quirky things about a Corvette, a lot of the details, it doesn't really have. It just kind of looks like a modern take on a Corvette. And so I was like, that might alienate some of the people that really like guitar. But those two guitars are like, that's it. That's what you want. Like it's reasonably priced. It has the word Gretsch on it. It looks the part. It has, I don't know if the pickups are voiced the way the Filtertrons are voiced or what other
does
details.
It say what the pickups are?
But like, just from all intents purposes,
high fidelity Filtertron pickups.
But very,
I mean, they must be
That's cool.
different than the ones that are in the Japanese-made ones. But what do you think? I mean, is this gonna like devalue the Pro Series ones made in Japan,
not.
or are people gonna be like, oh, it's not a real Falcon? Like this is a real Falcon.
Well, do you think like a made in Mexico Strat is devaluing a USA Strat? Like, no, it's like. You
just got a hierarchy now.
Yeah, there's just a hierarchy, right? So like this is like the introduction. If you just want something just to kind of goof off around, but feel like a rock star, but you don't want to break the bank on it, or you're not, you don't, because it's very expensive to get a Japanese Gretsch guitar. That's gonna get you pretty much there. And then but I still think what this is, it's still it's still the aspirational one, right?
Yeah.
There's still the aspirational version. This is the more like working class, get it done, especially if you're in a certain band, like say you're in a Brian Setzer tribute band and you don't want to spend all the big money, you could get something like that, look the part and rock and roll,
Yeah, pretty cool. I can't wait to get my hands on those. Should be hitting the store sometime soon.
Super neat. Nice.
This is pretty cool.
Pretty fantastic. Cool.
Good job, Gretsch.
Good job. I like Gretsch guitars. I remember we were talking about how the pickups sound kind of sterile. Was that the word we were using last time? We were talking about the sound of a Gretsch Filtertron.
Oh, was it stale?
Stale. But when I say it's stale in a wonderful way. And when I mean stale, like it's revealing. You hear a lot, and it's very steely, and it's very like immediate, and it's very like pure, and it really, you could really kind of hear yourself in it. Really, really cool pickups. I really like them. Filtertrons, or even their magnetron with the hylatrons.
Those are cool.
Great pickups. Really,
I've always really liked too those old Diarman single coil ones that they had.
With the big old poles in it.
Yeah, those were cool. Like they're very sparkly sounding and
stale. They're just revealing. They're
a stale sparkle.
They're so wonderful, especially because when I see like big pickups, I always expect they're gonna sound muddy and sustained, like really soft and really compressed.
Yeah.
And then you get these guitars and they're so like vibrant and open and plucky and alive. It's kind of a neat little.
They don't have that like blanket over them, you know, like there's not that big bottom end. Like there's definitely like there's brightness and snap, and I think that's why so many like, you know, rockabilly bands have used them and country everything. And stuff. Yeah,
it doesn't get lost, like especially when you have the slapback delay. The slapback delay doesn't get lost in the smoothness.
True.
And you know, when you add the gain, it doesn't surrender to the gain like a Les Paul humbucker does. It kind of
surrender to the gain.
You know what I mean when you surrender?
That sounds so sensual.
It's like you listen to a Les Paul, right?
Surrender to the gain.
You put some distortion in it, right? You get it. The humbuckers, they go like, they just welcome it, like bring it on, pour it on me, and slather that gain, and it just slips and sinks into the gain, silkiness and stuff. And then you get something like a tele pickup or a Hylatron.
It's hot in here.
You get something like a Hylatron, and it's almost like it's a battle.
The opposite, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that girl that's playing hard to get, like, you know, like, oh, like, no, I don't really want, yeah. But you know, she kind of likes you, so she's just trying to be, you know. But it's like, even when you're kind of distorted, there's like a little bit of there's a tension and a back and forth. And
definitely.
Delicious. All right.
Ooh. Wow, I'm excited for a Gretsch guitar now. Jeez. Oh man. What else? Source Audio just dropped a new pedal.
Oh.
And in fact, they've been teasing and talking about this one for a while. I saw it at NAMM show this previous January, and this is called the Encounter.
Ooh.
And when they showed it to me at the show, in fact, it didn't even have graphics that they were quite set on. They had like sort of graphics that look kind of like this, but I think it's a little different actually now. But what this is they basically took their Collider platform. So they've got the they've got their Ventris reverb, and that tree looked so cool.
They spent some money on that little
this
ad,
is a cool video.
Oh,
wow. My
wow.
God. I'm getting sucked into this. Whoa. So they got their Ventris reverb, and they've got their delay called the Nemesis,
yes,
which are fantastic pedals. And what they did was they made a kind of one that's half and half called the Collider. So it's got half of the reverb algorithms on one side and then like half the delay algorithms on the other side. And that's become, I think, probably their most popular pedal to date. It's been really good. But then what people wanted was saying, hey, can we get some more experimental sort of stuff? Because the Collider's got the more like traditional reverbs and delays, doesn't get into the really crazy stuff. So this is kind of the off the deep end stuff. So the reverbs and the delays are all going to be more experimental and wacky,
ambient,
and
I
ambient,
guess.
yeah. So this is like this is your ambient player's dream.
Looking at the name of these kaleidoscope, and
helix,
resonant
delay, the echo verb.
Yeah. So this is definitely going to be just a tonal create, and you can just tell by the copy too. Like this,
I know it's all swirly and purple and turquoise.
And there's an app for it. Obviously, there's an app for everything now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Source Audio's had their they call it their Neuro editor, and it's pretty cool because there's like a phone app, and then there's also a computer app. For lack of a better word.
Does that Gretsch guitar come with an app?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But some guitars are starting to come with apps now.
You know, I like
that Yamaha Tag 3 with the looper in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we're there. We're there for sure.
I had a Nemesis, the Source Audio Nemesis. I actually thought that was a great pedal until one day it just decided it didn't want to play with me anymore, and it just stopped working, and I couldn't.
I remember that pedal. I almost bought that pedal off of you.
Yeah, remember?
I was like, I'm gonna buy it, but it doesn't work.
That's what happened. That's right. Like I was gonna sell. I was like, okay, I don't really need this pedal anymore. I brought it in, and we tried to plug it in, and it just didn't work. And we're like, what?
Yeah, it's like the knob didn't work.
Maybe it's like a car. You know, if you don't drive a car for too long, it starts breaking down. Maybe because I haven't played that like Nemesis too long, it just went okay. I'm good.
Did you ever get it fixed?
No, I never. No, I reached out to Source Audio and like, I think it was like there was a past warranty or something like that, so they couldn't do anything. So I just have this. I have this beautiful Nemesis delay that I can put, my papers underneath it to make sure it doesn't fall off the desk. And
I think it was like. It would still power on. You could still get sounds, but it was just the interface was.
It was like a knob. Something I remember. It's been so long.
I really enjoy the sounds on those pedals, like the Nemesis delay, really organic sounding delays, even though they're digital, and the reverbs, the Ventris are cool. Mitch, I think you've got both of those on your board, don't you?
Yeah, the previous Nemesis and the Ventris.
Yeah,
that's a lot of ambience at your disposal.
More ambient, the better.
You're a really ambient guy. You like to get that like soundscapes and colliding.
Depends on what I'm doing. It's more singer-songwriter stuff. But if I'm ending a song, I like to slip into like big reverbs and
really
dramatic. Yeah.
I've never mastered the ambient thing. I'm such a keep it old school delays and old school things.
You have to play less notes, I think.
Yeah, less notes.
I think both of us play too many notes.
Yeah, that's it. Or too head like Mozart in Amadeus. It's just too many notes. Too many notes.
Too many notes.
Too many notes.
So that's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I like their.
I think that's going to do really, really well.
So that's going to be cool for the crowd that wants the ambient sort of things going on. So yeah.
Well, that's it.
Some
for news
exciting
today, right?
stuff that's in the news at the moment.
So that brings us to our next little section here, which is unpopular opinion. We were going to talk about an unpopular opinion, and we'll debate and to see if it actually is a good opinion or not. You brought something to the table.
I did, and I came dressed for it too.
Oh, really? Okay, here.
I've got my George Lynch T-shirt on here, just in inspiration for this. One of my favorite guitar players, for sure. He's a fantastic player. But today's topic, I'm arguing that the best tremolo system out there is the Floyd Rose double locking tremolo.
That's a hot take, bro.
I know that's going to be an unpopular opinion for sure.
That being said, I would say, I'm seeing so many young guitar players, headless guitars, Floyd Roses. It's coming back in a big way.
It's massively back.
Huge.
It's one of those things. It's sort of like a cycle. I think with everything, you kind of get these 20-year cycles, more or less, where something's cool, and then it becomes not cool.
Yes.
And it's just totally not cool for a long time until sort of another generation comes around and they're like, hey, what's that thing? And that's kind of cool. And then they embrace it, and everybody else was like, what are you talking about? Those things aren't cool. Those were cool 20 years ago, and then they're not cool. And I feel like the locking tremolo is kind of having that sort of heyday again. And I went through the same sort of thing too, because my first really good electric guitar was a Washburn Nuno. It was an N4, I believe it was called. It was the Korean one, and it had a Floyd Rose. And my guitar teacher said, "Oh yeah, go and get a made in Mexico Stratocaster." And then I went into the store, and the salesman shredded on this Floyd Rose thing, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have to have that." And so I got that, for better or for worse. That was my first guitar, was a Floyd Rose, so I was exposed to that for a while, and then I got rid of it. And all through the 2000s was Floyd Roses were not cool, whatsoever. You had to have vintage sort of stuff. Floyd Roses were guitar stores wouldn't want to touch them, and they were kind of pariahs. And I started playing them again kind of around the pandemic, actually. I was like, you know what? I like whammy bars. Let's just give this a try. And I'm probably going to hate it, but maybe I won't. Mm-hmm. And so I got Charvel with the Floyd Rose, and I fell in love with it, man. It is so cool. And I have a bunch of them now, and I am so spoiled by them. Every other tremolo system drives me nuts after you get used to these. And there's a few reasons for it. So with the double locking one, obviously the biggest thing is you are always in tune.
Yes.
Always. I never have to tune my guitars. I've got 4 or 5 of these things. I'll just grab them, always in tune. And it's even to the point where I don't change my strings anywhere nearly as often as I should, because I just pick it up and I'm like, oh, it's in tune. Everything works. It's great. So the in tune thing is the obvious benefit of this, is because no matter what you do to that, you bend those strings, once it's set up and once those strings are stretched in, it just is always in tune. You can bend the snot out of those strings. You can take your whammy bar, do the stupidest dives with it. Yeah. It comes back perfectly in tune all the time. So you never have to worry about being out of tune. I played regular Strats for a long time, and vintage ones, with the 6-screw bridge and stuff. And every time you go to move that arm, you're like, here we go. All right, what's going to happen? Who knows? You bend it down like a semitone, you come back and your guitar's all out of tune. You got to grab the G string and give it a tug every time. You just get used to doing stuff
that. I do a little quick up.
The B string, the G string, give it a little quick little thing. And I was even playing one of my guitars that has a 2-point trem lately. It's a 7-string. And as I'm playing it, that low string just keeps going sharp. I'm not even using the trem. It just keeps going sharp. I'm like, man, this is driving me nuts. So I have trouble playing guitars that don't have the locking trem now, just because I'm so spoiled by the tuning of it. It's crazy. And I think not specifically Floyd Rose's too. I would expand this to, double locking. Because that's a whole nother argument of which is the best double locking one, because Ibanez has their Edge system, and Goto's does a double locking, and Schaller does a double locking, but that double locking style, obviously Floyd Rose is the most famous one, so using that as the example. But the other thing too, there's a couple other benefits from that system, is One is sustain, because it's a bunch of weight on the guitar there. And people are going to debate weight. People will say lighter is better. People will say heavier is better. But definitely, like, having that mass with that metal there will add sustain, particularly to guitars, because these get mounted on guitars that are not known for their sustain too, right? Like, it's not typically going on a Les Paul, which has sustain for days. It's usually going on a Strat style guitar, where it's an alder body or something like that. And it's got okay sustain, but not tons of it. But you get that on there, all of a sudden that note is lasting for longer, and particularly with gain. But you can even swap out the block on the back. You can get like titanium ones, brass ones, or different weights, and you can go down a whole rabbit hole with that sort of thing. So there's that sustain there too. But something else that I've noticed since I've been playing these guitars is, like back in the 70s, people started putting like metal nuts on their guitars.
Yes. Like the roller nuts, the LSR ones.
Well, way before. That was more like 90s, I think. Late 80s, 90s. But even before, like, people would put like brass
nuts and stuff,
on their like Les Pauls and things like that. And they'd say, it's got more sustain. And it was this kind of weird period where everyone was putting all these metal things, and then it went away, like fashions do. Mm-hmm. But now that I've gotten used to playing with metal nuts on there, the open string response of every string on there is exactly the same. And then when I go and I pick up a guitar with like a regular nut, particularly if it's like a Les Paul or something like that, I notice that the open strings, particularly the D and the G, resonate different than the other strings.
Well, I guess, it was especially with bone nut, where there's different, some parts are denser and some parts are less dense. It might change a little bit.
So you get like some of the strings, you hit it and it's got this nice long sustain, and then other ones, usually it's the D and the G, you hit it and it's kind of got this weird vibration to it. It doesn't vibrate quite as cleanly as the outside strings. And with the metal nut, at least with the locking one, that goes away. Every single string open resonates exactly the same, and it's clean, and there's no weird like wolf tones with it and stuff like that. So I think there's benefits even just to the open strings, even without using that trem on there. And there's a signature guitar for, I want to say, I think it was the Slipknot guy.
Okay.
And it's got a Floyd Rose on there, even though he doesn't use the bar. But the signature guitar has it on there just because that's what he's used to, and that's what he likes the tone of. And that was kind of a wacky thing, but it's like it's on there for tonal reasons, not just.
I never even considered the tone, because I was always.
And I could be wrong. I thought it was. I thought maybe was it Jim Root, perhaps, the other guy from Slipknot, and I could be wrong, but I recall that there was a signature guitar. It was like a Charvel or
that
Jackson
little thing
or
down
something.
there, that Slipknot kind of like double humbuggy. I was always under the impression that they ruined. Everyone always said that the Floyd Roses ruin your tone because of all the extra wood you're gonna have to get rid of to put it in.
Well, there's millions of arguments against the Floyd Rose, but after playing, I love tremolos so much.
Yes.
And most of my guitars have tremolos, and I have a bunch of different styles of them, and I've tried most tremolos on the market out there. After spending so much time with these double locking ones, I'm convinced
that's
the way to go.
One. Oh. I hate Floyd Roses.
A lot of people do.
I don't like them.
A lot of people do.
I'll tell you why. Okay, so I'm a big tremolo guy too. I'm really, really crazy about I actually don't like playing guitars without them. I feel very naked.
Me too.
Especially when you're doing a solo.
It's got to have a trem.
Have you ever done the Phantom Reach? Like you're playing like a Les Paul, and you're doing a solo, right? You're doing a solo. You're playing your Les Paul. Oh, here's the big note, and you go reach for the
trem that's
not there. Have you ever done that?
I'm
pretty sure if you watch my videos and I'm playing a non like whammy bar guitar, you'll see at least once in the course of that video, I'm gonna do the Phantom bar.
I'm gonna watch one. I gotta look for that.
It inevitably, and people always actually will bring it up sometimes, like, oh, he went for the bar reach, because I just like having it in. And here's why Floyd Rose and me don't get along, because I agree. When you have a Floyd Rose, I can dive bomb crazy. I could go to some really deep, wonderful places. So expressive, so musical. You can be a little shimmer, but it actually kind of wants you to elbow down. Get that. You can't do that with like a Jaguar tremolo, right? You can't get anywhere there and have it release and be there. But see, here's my problem. That is, I am the world's biggest string breaker
I knew this was coming.
Ever hear. Yeah. And they are the worst. So
that is the Achilles heel of a double locking trem.
When you have a floating bridge like that, when you break one string, the whole guitar comes out of tune. So
Yep.
that's life. And more so with a Floyd Rose, because you can't really deck a Floyd Rose, can you?
It depends. It depends on if it's a top-mounted one or if it's a fully floating one. Because if it's floating and recessed where they've carved out,
that's the ones I usually
then,
see.
Yeah, then it's pivoting on there. But you can, like a lot of the EVH guitars and some of the Kramers, it's just sitting on top of the guitar like flat. So
you can get
nothing
away
under
with
it.
that.
So yeah, that would be a little different. But
but
most of them are recessed.
Yeah. So when you break a string, whoops, you're already screwed, right? So now you're the audience is looking at you. You're kind of in, and now you're like, okay, let me bust out my Allen keys. All right, so you're gonna need an Allen key if you have
Roll
an
out your
Allen
tool
key.
chest.
Do you remember, like there was an accessory where you could actually attach an Allen key to the headstock of your guitar.
Oh yeah,
right?
I've got
They're in
one that's a magnet.
Of
that goes in
course,
the back.
because you have to have it. Because if that Allen key is gone, your gig is over. There is no recovering from that. So now you're fumbling with the Allen key. You got to get here. You got to get here. Okay, so now we made it that far. Now we got to cut the ball end of the string. So now you're cutting the ball end of the string. You have to push it in, and then
Or you do what people do in the
hold it.
emergency. You put it through the other way, and then the ball ends
That's
wrapped around the top.
Just
like,
wrap around the- exactly.
I hate that. It looks so bad.
It looks cheesy, right? So now you have this thing in here, and you're trying to get it in. It's popping out. You're pushing it in. You're trying to screw it just tough enough. Have you ever done the one where you put it in and you didn't tighten it up enough, so when you start tuning it,
and it pops out.
comes out, gets you right in the face. And then, okay, so now we go, okay, I'm half the way there. Now I got to get that little chunk of the nut that I just pulled out, put the little chunk of the nut back in, wham it in, get the thing in, and now, hold up, let me tune up first. And you're kind of get the tuning, and you're like this, and you're like this, the band's playing. You're already on we're about 3 songs in now, okay? So you just missed 3 songs, get it in, little tuning, and then when you get a guitar, you kind of have to loosen it up, and you have to do this, and then finally, you get it stable, you're ready to rock, and then you know what happens? You break another string, like immediately. So my favorite, I love the Strat trem. But breaking strings on Strat trems is just like the same thing. But at least when you break a string on a Strat trem, you can quickly change a string
Reasonably,
especially if you have locking tuners. The only reason why I like locking tuners, honestly, is just because they're faster to change strings.
Oh, me too.
That's the only reason why I like them.
I want to put them on my Floyd guitars that don't have them, just for that reason,
Just
because
for
it's so much faster.
Pull tight.
I don't want to wrap a string around a tuner. Like, come on, pull through, tighten it, boom.
Especially,
done.
it already takes about 3 or 4 years to change a Floyd Rose. And I know people go, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, you go on stage and you have that happen and you change that string. Well, everyone just kind of sit and wait. Most people can change a string in like a verse, right? Right? But most, the verse, that's how I break so many strings that I know how long it takes me. I'm very bad at breaking strings. So with Floyd Rose, that's more than a verse. You're kind of going through a song now, right? So you're gonna have to.
It's more like the band takes like a 15-minute break.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's no recovering unless you find a way to yank it back and lock it in, right? But Floyd, I think Floyd Roses in the studio are great. I love them. I think they're really musical. They're cool. You can do sounds that no other tremolo system can do.
The precision of the pitch bends that you can do, and you can do full chords and stuff, like really cool things.
There are. It depends on the kind of whammy you're doing too. If you're going I think for the Hendrixy kind of really crazy bends, I think Floyd Rose is untouchable. For the subtle shimmery Chris Isaak bend, like with tremolos, then maybe something like my favorite would probably be like the Jazz Master. I really
Jazz
like
Master
that.
is a beautiful trem for sure.
And
It's got the fluid movement that a Floyd has, just obviously without the range to it, but it's good.
It's the feel of a Floyd, but it's almost like you just kind of narrow the range, right?
Well, that was the weird thing getting used to a Floyd too, especially coming from a Strat trem, is the movement is like the pitch travels so far.
Huge, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Like if you just want a little shimmer, I actually use my pinky finger and just touch it, because just to get a little thing is difficult on a Floyd, because as soon as you move it goes boom. It's like, whoa, it's potent. So if you want just a little thing, it's like you got to just touch it,
baby.
Just put a little, just hit the side of your palm with it. Actually, there's someone came out with something that screws into a Floyd, and it's like a palm thing. So instead of a bar, it's actually a palm,
and you kind of get
that
way?
you just hit it with the back of your palm, and to get your sort of pitch movement that way, which is an interesting thing.
I
haven't tried
touchy.
that, but I think it was one of the guys for a jam band like Humphreys McGee or something like that came up with that.
Yeah.
be a neat thing to try. But yeah, and you know, the secret is, if you're gonna break a string with a Floyd Rose guitar, the answer is not to restring your Floyd Rose guitar. It's to grab the other Floyd Rose guitar that you brought with you. Because you have to bring two guitars with you.
You have to bring two guitars with you.
I would never play a gig with one Floyd Rose guitar.
You're doing a fly date, right? Like a 1 gig fly date. You're bringing two guitars to your 1 gig fly date. Ah, come on.
If it's a Floyd, you'd have to.
Yeah, you have to.
I would never go with just one.
I know. Do you break a lot of strings on stage?
I don't.
Really?
I'm pretty good with that.
My whole life is breaking. I know. I just have bad technique. I need to go back in time and relearn how to play guitar.
You're just like whacking.
I don't
guitar.
know. Do you know what it is? Because my playing technique is it's
Oh,
popping.
you're popping
I pull
it out.
up.
Yeah.
So I don't strum down. I actually pull up, and that just not conducive to
that's gonna do it.
Floyd Rose playing. You can't do double bends.
You should have been a bass player. Slapping, popping.
I know. Slapping and popping that bass. Well, that is our unpopular opinion for today. If you
I think it'll be a very unpopular one too.
I don't know. I have a feeling you're gonna have more supporters than me. I don't know.
Let us know in the comments what your thoughts on double locking trems or Floyd Roses are. Yeah. Are you a fan? Are you a hater? I don't know.
And if you have an unpopular opinion and you want to see both of us tackle that on, write it in the comment section below. We'd like to see. We want to hear because I'm curious to hear some opinions that might be a little against the grain. And if you could come up with a good enough argument, maybe you might change my mind. I don't know. You're kind of having me there.
You just got to spend a little time with one. You'll be hooked. Okay. You'll be hooked until you break a string.
That guy over there, that little Ibanez. I'm taking that home.
There you go.
I'm taking it home.
Perfect.
And now finally, we're having a pretty long episode.
Chocolate.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, this is our fire drill chocolate. So we showed up this morning, and the building was doing a fire drill. We didn't know about this, but we're like just setting up for everything, and all of a sudden like the alarm's going off. And it was really freaking loud. And then someone comes around. They're like, "Oh, you got to go. It's a fire drill. You got to go around the corner to the muster station." And we walk around the corner to the mustard station, and they give us chocolate. We're like, we were expecting mustard, but they gave us chocolate. So there you go.
The mustard station.
What a wonderful. But there we go.
I'm so sad that I missed that.
I know you missed out. You missed out on the chocolate.
And it's Purdy's too. Purdy's Vancouver. Is it Purdy's Vancouver thing?
I think they are actually.
Delicioso.
This is the dark one. It's only got a little bit.
So they don't have hedgehogs anywhere else in the world? No, they have to.
Really?
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm asking.
Not sponsored.
I don't know.
Huh?
Not sponsored by Purdy. But I'd love to be. Because I wanted more chocolate.
A good friend of mine is actually their photographer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One of my neighbors.
just like I could just see someone working like a chocolate bar. Just give it to me. Come on.
That'd be a very interesting photo shoot.
Candy bar.
Like, oh, talk to me, sugar. Oh, come on, honey.
Oh man.
But yeah, he does photography for Purdy. So next time you see a Purdy's ad, you can think about that.
Good work there, buddy. Really good pictures. It makes it. It just jumps off the page. All right. So now we go to our last little thing. Oh no. Is called
Rigs on Trial.
Rigs on Trial. So boom. We got whose rig do we have today?
Today we've got Maddie.
This is a person that works here at Tapestry Music, and he submitted his own. Okay, so this is the rig here. Is this it? Okay.
So this is the board that he uses for a band called Spectra, and they're kind of a grungy hard rock band, Alice in Chains kind of vibes. I think they've got a show coming up soon too. So we'll put their socials in the
perfect. That's great.
in the down below in the place where these things go.
Cool.
So Spectra, definitely check them out. So this is I believe this is an slightly earlier incarnation of his board. It's changed somewhat since this photo was taken. I'm not sure how it's changed, but this is what it was at that point in time. So what's he got on here? Let's see.
We got the. Hey, I've never. Is that a snark? You know the funny thing is he has he has the plumes and the just like very those kind of boutique-y pedals.
Yeah,
he got the
boutique-y
Charlie
hipster
Brown
stuff.
Is that the Angry Charlie or is that's
the Angry Charlie? Yeah,
Angry Charlie.
But there's the snark right out of the gate.
That's a bold move.
I mean,
he works at a guitar shop.
I know he could have a cool tuner,
like a ridiculous tuner. At least it's not.
It's not the headstock tuner. I was gonna say
it's not the headstock tuner.
That is one of my pet peeves. Is when people are playing live and they leave the headstock tuner on there.
It's a look.
Oh my God, it looks so dorky. People, please take off your headstock tuner, or at least, D'Addario makes that little tiny one that hides behind
the ones that fit in the inside the hole.
Like if you have to use a headstock tuner, hide it. I use the little D'Addario one because you barely notice that it's there.
If you had to choose, okay, would you rather play a headstock tuner or those old
or a headless guitar?
No, those 2000s Gibson Robo tuners. You know, the ones that you press the button and it automatically tunes your guitar for you.
I've had very limited time with those Robo tuners, and they were a little freaky, to be honest, because they go so fast. Like they turn really fast, so you could break strings. Speaking of breaking strings, probably more so than you would on a Floyd with those things. I mean, at least a headstock tuner, you can take it off the headstock. Mm-hmm. I mean, robot tuners, you're stuck with those things. Yeah. They're on there.
They're on there for good.
And there's you got to have like there's the switch down on the, like one of your volume knobs on the Les Paul is like the switch to engage it.
Is that how it is? I always thought it was like a button. Isn't that how it works?
I think there was a couple.
There's a button on there. Oh, maybe
there was more than one version. I think there's the robot guitar.
Yeah, there was a robot guitar. That one was all integrated.
Like you could change the tunings.
I didn't know that.
You'd select open D or something, and then it would like retune to that. But yeah, I think they did one where it was just had the regular sort of tuner on the back there. But I don't know, man.
So I'll give you points for not having the snark headstock tuner. We have the snark. And it's kind of cool. It reminds me of those old what's the name of those old fuzzes back in the day? Like Jimi Hendrix.
It's
the Stone fuzz, the classic fuzz. It was the name of that company. Mitch. What's the name of that company?
They're shaped like little UFOs.
Yeah, they were really. Roger Mayer. Roger Mayer. I had one
those
of those.
Those things are cool.
Those were amazing.
I always wanted one of his octafuzzes.
Oh yeah, the Octavia kind of thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Those are see. So
it totally looks like those actually.
I know, right? It's like cut and paste. I had one of those fuzzes. I think I had the purple one actually. Is that purple? I think I had that one.
It's blue. Yeah, there's blue. There's
I'm colorblind, so. Yeah, I think that was the one I had. No. I think the one I had was more of a distortion than a fuzz. Oh. Anyway,
was it cool or?
It was awesome. It was because remember I have a big thing for giant guitar pedals. The more giant and ostentatious
these are big and cool.
The Mongoose is that? No, that's not it. The Mongoose. Maybe it was.
But yeah, it's definitely got those sort of vibes. It's like it's
like a baby version.
50s like Jetsons, modern futuristic.
Like that black one looks like the Batmobile. That is
totally.
Does it come in black? Yeah, see that's awesome. Come on now. So you know what? At least the Snark's not doing like a boring old rectangle MXR kind of thing. They're that's a custom mold, right? Are those made out of plastic or is that made out of metal?
That's a great question. I don't know. It kind of. Hopefully it's metal, but we can't really tell from the picture, unfortunately. Okay. So what's he going into next? Okay. Micropog.
I love that. That's one of those classic.
That's a cool pedal.
Everyone likes the micro. I could see he has he's all about the octave up, eh?
Look at interesting.
That. Big dry, big octave up. I agree.
Oh, the dry is like cranked on that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean that? Or does it work backwards? Is that
no? He has dry. The dry is coming strong. Dry is out strong. Octave is up strong. It's boosting out.
Oh, but it's not a mix. Is it like including?
No, it's a dry tone.
It's a dry. Oh, gotcha. So I was like, with that cranked, wouldn't there be like no octave?
No. It's not like that. No, so it's literally just just the bypass song.
Oh, that's cool.
I love those. Pog's one of the greatest pedals to ever come out, and especially in my lifetime. All the cool pedals kind of were established before I was born. That one I think came out in my lifetime.
Yeah, I remember when the first one came out and it had like all the sliders on it and stuff. Yeah. That was so much fun to play with. Yeah. That was cool. Have you seen like the latest one?
No.
It's crazy looking. Really? Like it's massive and very intimidating. Look at I'm like, I'm sure that's cool, but I don't have the time.
The Pog, the Hog. You remember the harmonic octave generator, and then the Pog too. They have another electro pedal, which is the small. Was that the small clone or that small stone?
Stone or clone?
Clone.
Oh, it's the clone.
I had that pedal.
That's the chorus, right?
I love that pedal.
Really?
One of my I love it. Oh, come on now. You don't like that pedal?
That's like the Nirvana chorus, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't it the Nirvana chorus?
Yes, it's very yes. It is the Nirvana. It's very 90s. Like when I think of like my favorite was like the grunge.
So was Nirvana.
Very
90s.
probably defining the 90s.
Yeah, one might say.
The funny thing is I know Small Clones from that Alanis Morissette album. There's like this
Alanis
song and it has a small clone in it. And I'm like, that's for some reason when I think of small tone, Alanis Morissette is what comes into my head.
Okay.
But I had one of those. I thought it's awesome. And again, I love giant, ostentatious pedals, and I think those stamped electro-harmonic.
Yeah, these are cool. I mean,
why did they ever stop making?
They used to
those,
come
man?
in like wooden boxes too.
Yes,
remember
they
that?
did.
You get
Of
the wooden
course.
box. That was so cool. And then they
And
went
it-
to cardboard boxes.
It's I really.
I guess now that you think about it, the wooden box is a little extraneous, but
Oh,
it's
it's
cool.
amazing.
Makes you feel like you're buying.
it was an event.
because these are cheap too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
You'd be like, wow, I got a lot for my $60.
Well, it made it stand out because the Boss had those little cardboard, the fold
Yeah,
things, and then the MXR.
yeah, you got your little pedal. I've got my big.
This
one.
is my EHX pedal. And
That's
what,
cool.
what I like about electro harmonics pedals, too. Yeah, right.
Looks familiar.
Awfully familiar. Yeah.
The
I gotta go do something.
Oh, he's really important. He's really busy. This shop's
Did-
busting today. There's a lot of
didn't
people
the
in
small clone does it have a reputation for being kind of noisy though?
here. Yes.
Okay.
With all that space, you'd think they could have done something with the grounding and isolating the noise. No, screw
it's
it.
noisy.
Whatever. That's a cool pedal. It looks awesome. It's legendary. And you got two electro harmonics, man, one of the greatest companies. I really, one thing about, especially where my era is, it's all like the era of the transparent boost, the transparent overdrive. At least electro harmonics, like when you press a pedal, it's like an event. The world changes.
Because of the noise.
So yes and yes. Phase 90. So he's going phaser and a chorus on
I
here.
don't imagine he uses them at the same time.
Oh, that's a
but
shame.
Classic Phase 90 there.
Yeah,
Some
and then he has it at
EVH
the end,
tones.
which is strange because if you're going EVH, you'd probably put it earlier in the chain. He has it near the end after the
he's-
chorus.
Knowing this band, it's definitely not an EVH kind of
He
vibe.
wants you to feel that.
It's going to be more the psychedelic sort of.
I have
aside from
a
that.
love-hate relationship with phasers. So
Ooh, I love phasers.
okay, so when I'm playing a phaser, I hate the entire experience.
Really?
But
Why?
when I listen back to the audio of what I sound like when I'm playing a phaser, I think it sounds incredible.
Oh,
so
they're cool.
I don't like the process of playing a phaser,
Oh.
but when I look at it from a listener's perspective, it's incredible. And I think it's maybe because of what it's doing to my frequencies. It just
Yeah.
makes me feel like my tone's getting eaten up. Right, and when you're in,
It's very cyclical, so you're like on, then you're off.
yeah, right, and I feel like I'm losing myself because I'm
Yeah.
getting lost in the phase of the the band and the phase of the phaser, and so I'm feeling like I'm losing something. And when you're playing music, you're so in the moment. You're really focused on the note you're playing, and if the note you're exactly playing is in the dip of the phaser,
Right.
I feel like I lost something. But then, yeah, if you stand back and go like, wow, what a
They sound cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I've probably mostly always used them more for like rhythm stuff, like I'm playing chords, so that's less.
like
a little
listen
less
to the
important.
music, like
I'm not really one to bust out the phaser if I'm doing leads, so and probably partly for that reason. But with chords, you just like scrape a chord and let that phaser do its thing.
Then it's
it's super dreamy, which is really cool.
Because like when I press a chorus fills, and then the phaser,
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Yeah, because the
sucks.
chorus is more like static, like it widens it and fills it, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just like there, whereas the phaser is like,
Yeah, it's just
it's
rolling.
moving all the time.
But
a little bit seasick at times, but man, it's such a cool. I find it's the most organic sounding one of that sort of thing. Like it sounds more organic than a chorus, and definitely more organic than a flanger for sure.
And then we have two distortions. The plumes.
Two different ones, two very different
Yeah.
ones. Actually.
So the plumes is like a tube screamery thing, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
was-
was a little segment we were thinking about. We kind of
Oh,
messed
that's
that
right.
up.
That's
Oh, my
right.
gosh.
Tube Screamer
Two
clone of the
screamer
day.
clone of the day. Well, maybe the
Next
plumes.
week.
Well, yeah, we'll do it next week.
Next week.
Okay, so plumes we got there was just tube screamer, and then the
Yep.
Angry Charlie was just like a JCM 800 kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
like modded 800.
or like a hot rodded Marshall sound.
Yeah,
and
totally.
the order's opposite of what I think it is. I thought he would have put the plumes in front of the Angry Charlie. But
Yeah,
I guess these aren't really.
We don't know exactly how it's wired, but
Yeah.
from how it looks like the plumes is after the Angry Charlie, which is interesting. So that would lead me to believe that he's not using the plumes to boost the Charlie. It's just two different voices
sounds
of
he's just
two
going for.
different sounds of drive there. And obviously, I mean the Charlie, that one's got a lot of gain in there.
It's a mean pedal. Like,
Yeah, lots of gain, and it's pretty saturated and
Lovely
and gets pretty compressed. It's a lot of fun to play, that's for sure.
It's
Whereas
satisfying. It's
yeah,
a
very
satisfying
satisfying. Under the fingers, it feels really good. Whereas the plumes is, obviously more low gainy and all that. And then he's got all these big fat cables on this little board.
I like that. I know those jacks that he's using. The one between the microplug and those bad boys. Those are great. They're really easy to solder. They're nice and easy.
Well, that's a good thing.
Those are chunky connectors.
Just in case you need to solder your cable in the verse of a song when it goes down.
While you're changing strings on your Floyd Rose. And then finally, Dispatch Master. Yeah, classic pedal. That's really good.
That's a really great pedal. I mean, that's one of those pedals that I think maybe doesn't get what a reputation it deserves in the world of pedals, because it is really cool. I mean, it's a reverb and a delay in one small little box, which is super convenient. You can turn the reverb off if you just want the delay, or vice versa, just turn the delay off if you just want the reverb.
And it looks like he's doing the delay. He's not really using the reverb.
Yeah, at that particular moment. And I believe that pedal's actually not on that board anymore for some reason.
Didn't make the cut, eh?
But it's really versatile too, because you can do like you can get fairly traditional reverb and delay tones with it, but you can also, if you crank it up, it gets into like, being an earthquaker pedal, gets you into some fairly experimental sort of territory. So it's pretty cool, and for that. So yeah, nice little board.
Great rig. Okay, why not?
A lot of variety for not a lot of pedals.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of sounds out of that. Thanks. And
I mean, deducting a little bit of marks, I think, for the snark there, but
you could have put a Roger Mayer fuzz. That was a spot where you could have put the Roger Mayer fuzz.
That would be we would suggest that as an upgrade.
maybe
an Octavia. That'd be really cool.
Well, he has the octave.
Oh, he's got the octave. Yeah.
So
there we go.
Octavia.
Need some cleaner cables too. Look at these big cables.
Oh yeah, and a little pedal train junior.
Some little guys.
Look at that thing. Well, if you have a rig that you want to submit, doesn't have to be a pedal board. It could be a guitar amp combination, or just a guitar plugged into your computer. Write it and send it over. Go to Instagram, Tapestry Music Store, and just hashtag rigs on trial. Hashtag what's it? The big shiny tone.
Or big shiny tone.
We want to see
Either way,
it.
we're going to see it.
I want to see your rig.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Bring it.
This is what life is all about. And I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode.
To the end. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like I say, this is on YouTube. It's also you can get the podcast version on SoundCloud. You can get it on Spotify. Hopefully, imminently, you'll get it on Apple Podcasts as well. And something else I want to mention that I forgot to last time, there is an affiliate link below. So if you are looking to purchase anything off the Tapestry Music website, which I encourage you to do, use that affiliate link there. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it really helps out the show and having us bring Jay out all the time, because we love to have him here and have the hang and chat. And we're glad that you are hanging with us here at Big Shiny Tones.
Oh, wonderful. Well, and that being said, we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Thursday.
All right. See you next time.